HP came out with a Spectre 13 laptop last year, and it was one of our favorite laptops that we tested. So for this year, in 2017, HP updated it, and that is this laptop right here. So I'm going to tell you some of the top new features that set the 2017 HP Spectre 13 apart from the original model. So HP updated the design of the Spectre 13, and in kind of subtle ways. So everything looks a little bit more streamlined now. We have slimmer bezels around the display. The speaker placement is different. It's now at the top of the keys rather than on the sides, making everything a little bit more kind of compact. We have some new keys on the right side for page up, page down, home, and end, and those are really useful for some people. We have a 15% larger trackpad here as well. So everything just feels a little bit more compact, but all the tech is still there. It's still a 13.3-inch display, and it just seems to be a bit more of an efficient use of space than the original laptop. Another very noticeable difference about the design is the finish that I have on this laptop here. This is HP's new ceramic white and like soft gold finish. You can still get the new Spectre 13 in the traditional dark ash and copper finish that HP has, but this is a new finish that they have that's really chic and different. It's made with something called an advanced electro deposition coating, and that makes a protective layer, kind of a paint on top of metal. So this is a matte white finish, and it's really nice, especially with the soft gold accents that we have on the back kind of edge here and on the sides. It's a really nice different look to the Spectre 13 that still falls in line with the dark ash and copper finish. And with this special coating, it's supposed to be more resistant to scratches. And I found that to be true. I'm pretty careful with my devices, but this has not gotten any scratches since I've had it, and I've been using it as my main work laptop for a couple days. And also the matte finish is really nice, really subtle, and also doesn't hold fingerprints as easily as some of the other glossy consumer electronics that you might have. So overall, I think this is a really nice new finish that complements the kind of streamlined design really well. Another new thing with the 2017 model is that the screen is a standard touchscreen, and you will also get the option of upgrading to a 4K display. The original Spectre 13 laptop, you didn't have either option no matter what. But now every model will come with a touchscreen standard, and if you want, you can upgrade to a 4K touchscreen, and that'll add probably $150 to the price tag. So the 4K option will be great for those people who absolutely want to have a 4K display. The touchscreen is an interesting addition. HP really wanted to add it onto the original Spectre 13, but it just couldn't at the time. But now every model will come with one standard. You can either get it in 4K or you can get it in FHD. And we have the FHD model here. And it's interesting because a laptop, you wouldn't really think that you need a touchscreen, but now touchscreens are just kind of the standard no matter where you go, whether you're using a convertible, like a 2-in-1 device, or a laptop. And I personally don't need a touchscreen on my laptops. I do use a laptop as my primary device rather than a convertible, but after using the new Spectre 13 for a couple of days, I found myself kind of tapping on laptop screens that weren't touchscreens, just because I did enjoy having it on the occasion that I wanted to use my finger rather than using the cursor and the trackpad. So the touchscreen works really well. It's very responsive. I have no complaints about it. And for those people who really love having a touchscreen or just kind of want to have that convenience every once in a while, it's great that it comes standard on the new Spectre 13. The other big difference is that the new Spectre 13 has 8th generation Kaby Lake quad-core CPUs inside rather than the 7th generation Kaby Lake processors in the original model. So with these new processors, you should get a performance bump if you were to be upgrading from the original model. With the graphics intensive test that we ran, we saw a modest improvement, but definitely the biggest differences were in the Geekbench scores. And just in using it as my regular laptop, I found no real hiccups while using it, having multiple tabs open, streaming videos, streaming music, anything like that. We also ran our battery tests, and the battery life for the new Spectre 13 is pretty similar to the original one. On our Wi-Fi test, it lasted about 10 hours on average, which is pretty good. So you will get a full day's worth of work out of it. And on the graphics intensive test, it lasted about 5.5 hours, which is actually a really big improvement from the original model. That's about 2 hours more. So you'll definitely get more runtime out of it, even when you're doing things like photo editing, video editing, or anything that takes more graphics work than normal. So those are the big new features in the 2017 version of this HP Spectre 13 laptop. Be sure to check out arstechnica.com for the full review.